Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer Jennings, your intuitive astrologer here in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you so much for joining me once again. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do, and please share. I would really appreciate that. Okay, so as an intuitive astrologer and a Pisces, I have psychic happenings all the time, all the time. There's some reworking that needs to happen. And so this Pisces full moon that has left us from September 2nd, now we are going into the new moon phase with this Pisces full moon is still a part of what is going on with us the rest of the week. And so the rest of the week we are releasing and we are changing. We are getting ready for the Virgo new moon. And what happens is that Pisces rules the 12th house. Virgo rules the 6th house. And so Virgo is about the health and the balance of that Pisces energy. And so Pisces is here, Virgo is here. They're opposite. They are polar opposite. And so if you don't keep this balanced, then this polar opposite kicks in and it affects the health. It can affect your mental health. It can affect your, just anything that's going on with your health. But what Pisces energy and the Virgo energy wants to do is they want to meet in the middle. They want to meet in the middle. They want to have a conversation about psychic health. They want to have a conversation about daily routines and what type of sanctified work are you good at? What are your talents? What do you enjoy doing? Because what you enjoy doing is what you are being called upon to reinvent yourself during this time. And so let me just talk a little bit about the transits. Uranus is going to be trailing Mars in Aries. And so Uranus is in Taurus. Uranus has been in Taurus since 2017 and will not come out of Taurus until 2025. And so because of this, there are earth changes. There are earth changes that are going to happen, and they're going to keep happening. And when Uranus goes into Gemini, that is a part of the mental, the gnosis, the looking back on 2020 and seeing that it was hindsight. Like if I woulda, shoulda, coulda. And so during this year, during the next 6 months, really focus on how you want to reinvent yourself, how you want to show up in the world differently, because these energies are calling on us to focus our direction elsewhere, to look elsewhere. And so Neptune is going to be pushing us because Neptune is going to be in opposition of the sun, in opposition of the moon. And so during this time, Neptune is pushing because Neptune is the ruler of the 12th house of Pisces. So Neptune is going to be pushing us out of our comfort zones. It's going to be pushing us to say yes when we would normally say no, or say no when we would normally say yes, because Neptune keeps us constantly wanting to people please. We want to please that, partner. We want to please that employer. We want to please other people. And what Virgo, this new moon in Virgo, wants you to do is to take time to set new boundaries, to set new routines for your health, not to be so critical, because Mercury is going to be leaving the critical Virgo. Mercury is going to ease up with the communication as it goes into Libra. So as Mercury makes its way out of Virgo during the rest of this month and goes into Libra, communications are going to be so much easier. You're not going to have all this critical conversation that you're seeing and hearing. You're going to be able to hear other people embrace this Libra Mercury and have smooth conversations and be able to be more objective and stand back and take a good picture of what's really going on, what's really transpiring here. And so Mars will be retrograde. Mars will go retrograde in Aries. Eris, the goddess of discord, she's going to go in retrograde. Chiron will be in retrograde. So all three of these aspects, these attributes, these personalities, or these energies are going to be in a driving force of energy with Mars. And this is going to take us back into the past, back into times past. And we are going to truly, and Mars is going to be square Jupiter, Mars will be square Saturn, Mars will be square Pluto, that all that gang in Capricorn, Mars will be squared up with. And so Mars is going to want to see action. Mars wants action. And this action is going to come, and it's going to be and the biggest thing, right? I mean, Mars is going to go retrograde on September 10th. And so we can see that this warring of the past is coming back. Now, is it going to, because Neptune is going to be square the sun, and Neptune is going to be square the moon. There is a sacrifice here. There's a sacrifice that we may see. And this sacrifice could be construed as a sacrifice to God, or as a sacrifice for, a certain type of belief. But what we are seeing on the world stage is an epidemic of lies. We see an epidemic of nothing but lies. And the intuitive, the psychic, these, my people, my tribe, we can see this coming a mile away. Just like on September 11th, when the World Trade Center, when all that stuff happened, we knew there was a setup. There was something that we were not seeing. There was something that they were not showing. And so this is going to take us back. Guys, this is going to take us back. So my astrology since the last year has been, and I'm saying the same thing today, beginning in July and August, we're going to see things pick up. And through the rest of this year, there's going to be a lot of earth changes. These are times that are calling on us to understand who we really are. Who we really are is energy. We are potential energy that is manifesting at will. And we are using these energies that we came with to create a Christ pattern amongst the collective. And anyone who wants to stop this power that we have is going to do whatever it takes to stop it. But what we have to be reminded is that there is a God. We are not just in a simulation without God. We are a living, breathing creature that has the spirit that they cannot figure out. And there are certain things that God is showing you in your life. And there are signs that you are getting for your life and for the collective. And God is calling on us all to do sanctified work, to let go of the material. See, Uranus traveling behind Mars is seeing what Uranus needs to shake up. And Uranus will shake it up. Uranus is going to shake up. There are going to be people that you love that are going to pass away. These are deep truths, but they are not passing away forever. They are just passing away from your sight, from these two eyes. They aren't gone. They aren't gone. They are just in another realm. They're not gone. They're here to help. They're here to guide. And those that remain after all this is said and done, these earth changes, is going to have a time where when Uranus goes into Gemini, we are going to have to heal mentally, collectively, traumas. And these traumas stem from the beginning of time, guys. They stem from the beginning of time. And when I say that they stem from the beginning of time, everything that is happening in our consciousness. And it's how we react. It's how we react to certain situations, to circumstances. Are we growing? Are we changing? Are we staying stagnant? Or do you see yourself in the same spot that you were last year? Do you see yourself in the same spot as you was 6 months ago? This time is calling on major, major changes. And what I have been saying the last year or so is that if you do not change, you're going to be forced to change, because Uranus is going to shake it up. Neptune is going to cloud. So when the right timing, Saturn is going to let you go. And when the right timing hits, Saturn is going to let you go to do your thing. And the limits, you can push these limits with Saturn. You can push them, because if you are ready, Saturn will open up the gate of God. No joke. So, Virgo always wants to know how. How. Virgo needs a plan. And so things that have not really been going as planned may need a restructuring. And that's what Virgo, this new moon in Virgo, is going to show us. Is this, and this Pisces full moon is going to let us see what we really need to see, to plan better for our work environment, to plan better for our health, our routine, our bodies. Spiritual work is all about taking care of your spirit and your mind and your body. And these three things, this trinity will help you move past the insecurities that Neptune is trying to hold you down with, and this people pleasing that Neptune tries to hold you down with. When you're ready, Saturn is going to let you go. If you are around the age of 30, I feel for you, because the Saturn return right now is pretty crucial. But this new moon is going to bring a lot of new beginnings. It's going to bring a new beginning for your everyday life. And it's, Neptune is going to be, Neptune is in opposition to Pluto. And so, there's going to be changes. We're going to see lots and lots of changes that are going to be coming up. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Patterns show us the substance. Patterns in our life show us the substance of our nature. Patterns in the world, in the collective world, show the substance of the collective nature. And so I really want to leave you guys with some of those, those ideas to get you going for, the rest of the year, because it's going to be really, really challenging. Chiron brings this, wherever your Chiron is in your natal chart, that's where your wound is. Look in the opposite house. Look in the opposite house and study that house too, because you will see more about what's going on with your wound, not just in the house that it's in. So, like for us, Aries is the identity. It's our ego. And this is where Chiron is collectively trying to heal the world, is the ego. And instead of having this drive for, self, have your drive for the collective. Libra is the polar opposite of the first house. And so the first house, where Mars is, the opposite is Libra, in the 7th house of partnerships. And so that's why in partnerships we have this blending, that we need to come to the middle and blend our ego, our self, and incorporate the partnership. And so we don't want to totally let go of the ego. The ego's great. The ego's great because it's what gives us the drive for action, the action that we need to sustain into the future. So don't denounce and, renounce your ego. Keep it. Enhance it and have it to where it's working for you and not against you. Because this Libra time, that as we go into still in the Virgo season, and then when we leave the Virgo season, we enter Libra. There's a balance, and this balance on Earth is really, really strong energy that is calling on us loud and clear to balance the ego. And with Mercury, Mercury is going to ease up, and it's not going to be such critical speaking. We're going to have this balance with our communication, and so things can be used or abused. Energies can be used or abused, but you first have to become aware of how you're using your energies. What energies did you come with, and what are you here to heal? What are you here to do and to help with the collective? You didn't just come here for nothing. There is a huge part of you that knows why, and all you have to do is ask, why did I come here? But don't forget that you asked, what can I be used for? And recognize the signs. Don't forget that you asked. You know what I'm saying? So, these times are changing, and they're changing quickly. The sun is changing. The inner planets, our interplanetary systems, there's a trinity here. There is a trinity that we need to balance. We need to bring these energies of the trinity together and be able to see the substance, the substance that is showing all these patterns. What are these patterns showing? How can we use these patterns to enhance our life, to enhance other people's life? And, the last thing that I'm going to say is Neptune being opposite of the sun and being opposite of the moon. There are strong addictions. And with Mars being squared to Pluto, with Mars being squared to Saturn, these addictions can really they can really weigh you down. And so take time to take care of you and to put your health, your emotional health, your physical health, your mental health as a top priority. Top priority. It comes first, because you can't help anyone if you are not paying attention to these patterns in your emotional, physical, and spiritual world. The moon will trine Saturn and Pluto. That is a good thing. That is something that we really have going on for us, because the moon trining Saturn, the moon trining Pluto will give us a chance to reflect and then build firm foundation, build a firm, solid foundation, because that is what Uranus is looking for. Uranus is looking for solid foundations, and if it's not solid, it's coming down. It's coming down. So, these Chiron, the United States has a Chiron return. It had a Chiron return in 2019. And so these are wounds that we are working out from the past. Chiron is wanting to heal a nation. A nation needs healing. And this healing is going to show up in our everyday life. We are going to live differently. There is this new normal is definitely something that we needed. It's just that we are the people. We decide what kind of new normal, what kind of new normal we want. What does our new normal look like? We do not have to be enslaved to the systems that are not working. But instead of running out on the streets and getting violent and acting crazy, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Not going to work at all. It's just going to create more harm. It's going to create more violence. And so in order, to have this revolution and this evolution and this unity and diversity, we're going to really have to stand back, be objective, and really check out the situation and how we want to move forward that best suits the collective. So, with all that said, hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.